Alright, so really quickly, I want to talk about some of the best free-to-play characters in Honkai Star Rail that I think you should invest in, and some of the other gacha 4-star characters thrown into the mix as well. Now, do keep in mind a quick disclaimer, because this is the most frequently asked question I get over on my Twitch channel. It's, hey Envy, is this character good? Now, me personally, I think most of the characters in Honkai Star Rail are good. Himiko, that was once bad in the beta, ended up getting buffed. Hook, who was once bad in the beta, ended up getting buffed. And now also remember this, all the characters have different combat types and they have different paths. What that means is there are multiple hunt characters for their role, single target. There are erudition characters, AoE, that are single target. It's very hard to compare someone from like a hunt type to an erudition, or even try and compare Dan Heng with Sushang, because Dan Heng is a wind type and Sushang is a physical type. There are multiple team comps you can run in this game, and you can try and mix and match with multiple different characters as well. I'll maybe make a video on team comps later down the road. If you guys want to see that, please do leave a comment. But with all that being said, let us quickly hop in. All right, so first on the list, let's start with Natasha. She is a 4-star physical abundance character. Abundance meaning that she is a healer. There are only 2 healers in the game currently. That's Bailu and Natasha. Bailu is a 5-star, so you have to get lucky to get her. Natasha is free and handed to you during the story quest throughout Belobog. And now if we take a look at Natasha's traces here, the main reason why she is a much better healer and preferred, most people like using Natasha over Bailu, is because Natasha has a cleanse. So you're able to get a bonus ability here once you hit level 25. I think you unlock the weekly boss, and then you're able to farm from the material. You can get this, and the skill will remove 1 debuff from a target ally. Debuffs include things like shock, burn, wind shear, bleed. Bailu is unfortunately not able to actually cleanse, so this is why most people do prefer Natasha over Bailu in that circumstance. Overall, she's a phenomenal character, very easy to build. The game does hold your hand with Natasha. They give you a free healing 3-star artifact or relic set. On top of, this is what I got, I believe from Pom Pom, just by ascending my Trailblaze level, a free best in slot healing set from Pom Pom. So I'm running HP, attack, outgoing healing, and HP percent here. You can't really lose here. Her Eidolons are also great here too. Natasha is a phenomenal 4-star and pretty much a staple character that you need to level up for your account. All right, so next up on the list would be main character here. A lot of people figured out that main character physical might not have been the best for them. However, you are able to change between physical destruction to fire preservation, and fire preservation makes him become an actual tank in Honkai Star Rail. So you do want to focus on leveling up your fire main character, but his skill ability right here says increases the Trailblazer's damage reduction by 42% and gain 1 stack of magma will, with a 100% base chance to taunt all enemies for 1 turn. Basically, that means that all enemies will focus on fire main character and take all the pressure off of your other allies. This is pretty much the only actual tank in the game that can do that. Japard has something where he's able to have a higher chance of being attacked. Same with March with their shield, a higher chance of being attacked. But this is pretty much 100% base chance to taunt all enemies for 1 turn. Fire main character is an absolute tank, will 100% carry you throughout late game, in my opinion. Plus, they do end up, like I said, giving you a free tank set, 3-star relic set, and a 4-star relic set as you progress throughout your Trailblaze level, on top of free Eidolons, so an E6 guaranteed for you. You can't really go wrong leveling up main character here. Alright, quickly moving over from the other preservation character, Fire MC, let's talk about March. Now, do forgive me, I haven't actually leveled her up yet, but I do think March 7th is a high value character for your team comp if you're free to play and you're just trying to use the free to play units. She also has a shield right here, provides a single ally with a shield that can absorb damage, and if the ally's current HP is 30% or higher, greatly increases the chance of enemies attacking that ally. March 7th is a good combo into Clara team comp. So normally if people attack Clara, Clara will counter and do some big damage back to them. If you combo with March 7th, a phenomenal team comp right there. Ideal team comp personally. And if you take a look at some of her traces for March 7th, she also has a debuff removal for her bonus ability. So you're able, her skill, which provides a shield, also will remove one debuff. You have two cleansers right there with March 7th and Natasha. And as you do progress on the later floors for Forgotten Halls, it does force you to split your team comps up to 2. So having like maybe one shield character for one half and then another shield character for another half, aka March 7th, would be an ideal situation. Her Eidolons are pretty good as well. If we're taking a look at E2, upon entering battle, grants a shield equal to 24% of March 7th's defense plus 320 to an ally with the lowest HP percent that does last 3 turns. So off the rip, E2, you're providing a shield upon entering the battle, and then you can give someone else a shield with your E on top of being able to actually cleanse if you do level up this bonus ability by farming those weekly boss materials. All right, let's take a quick look at Asta here. She is a 4-star fire Harmony character. Harmony meaning that she is a buffer for your team. And if we take a look at her traces, her ultimate allows you to increase the speed of all of your allies for 2 turns. Not only can she increase the speed for your allies, but she can also increase your allies' attack by 8.4% up to 5 times for every single stack of charging she has. What is charging? Basically, under her HP bar, you can get up to 5 stacks of charging. Whenever you hit an enemy, you gain 1 stack. Your skill ability allows you to get multiple stacks, and if the enemy has a fire weakness, you get 1 extra stack per enemy. Not only that, but your Eidolons here, E1, whenever you're using your skill, your bounce ability, which hits multiple targets, deals damage for 1 extra time to a random enemy. That basically means you're guaranteed 1 extra stack, which is more attack increase for your team. And her E2, after using her ultimate, Asta's charging stacks will not be reduced for the next turn. Because if we take a look at her talent, at the start of Asta's second turn, or on her second turn, her charging stack count is reduced by 3 at the beginning of every turn. So being able to keep those stacks up at a solid 5 permanently, give your team the maximum amount of attack increase possible while still increasing their speed with her ultimate. With all that being said, you also are able to get this free 4-star light cone from Forgotten Halls by buying it, or from completing, I believe, a story quest in the Luofu, the second planet, or just buying it from that shop. And it also reads, when the wearer uses their skill, which is her E ability, then the next ally taking action deals 16% more increased damage for 1 turn. She's a perfect character. You're able to just give more attack increase for your team, speed for your entire team, on top of a perfect light cone that increases damage for 16%. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, the Forgotten Halls right here, past and future, you can buy this with the currency you get for just doing the Forgotten Halls and doing your weekly bosses. You buy this and you can refine it. It goes up to 32% for that next character. Asta, in my opinion, is a top tier Harmony character that can be utilized in some of your team comps, like Zila, for example. There are some other great characters out here that I have not personally had the time to invest in. Pela, who's an Ice Nihility character, aka a debuffer, is one of them because of her ultimate. Immediately attacks the enemy upon entering the battle. Pela deals ice damage equal to 80%. However, you have a 100% base chance of lowering the defense of all enemies by 2 turns. Defense shred for the enemy is really good for your hunt characters to go in and shred them. On top of that, Pela's skill ability will allow you to remove 1 buff from the enemy. So if you guys are at the Luofu, there are these enemies that once you kill them, they get revived and you have to kill them again. You could essentially use Pela, remove that buff from the enemy, and then you only have to worry about killing them once. So you have a buff removal from the enemy, defense shred to put on the enemy. Overall, I do think Pela is a exceptional pick for a 4-star character. She is a gacha character, so she is not part of the core free characters that you're able to get guaranteed, but I did want to include her in this list. And very briefly, if we're taking a look at her Eidolons, her E4 reads, whenever she uses her skill, which is the buff removal from the enemy, there's a 100% base chance to reduce the target's enemy ice resistance by 12% for 2 turns. So you got the defense shred, you got the ice resistance being shredded. Very good for your ice DPS out there if you are rocking a Yan Qing. I know he's a 5-star, or maybe even like a Herda, you know, or any other future possible ice DPS units that are going to come out later down the road. All right, last but not least, let's talk about Sushang, one of my favorite characters in Honkai Star Rail. She's a 4-star physical hunt character, aka I like to call her a mini Zila. So if you're skipping the Zila banner, Sushang is a phenomenal pick, my absolute favorite. If we dive into her traces really quickly here, we can take a look at her skill. She does a phenomenal amount of physical damage to a single target, and there's a 33% chance to trigger Sword Stance on the final hit. So you do 2 swings with a 33% chance to do, I think, 3 extra hits in. Now, if the enemy is inflicted with weakness break, aka they don't have a shield up or their toughness, then Sword Stance is guaranteed to trigger, which means you're doing a buttload of damage. Now, after you normally do the skill, you're able to combo into your ultimate, and what the ultimate does is it allows you to advance her action forward by 100%. So the combo is you attack with Sushang, you ult and drop a chicken on the enemy, and then you're able to attack again. You're able to attack 3 times at once. She also has speed increase here whenever an enemy has their weakness broken on the field, 16% for 2 turns, and her Eidolons are extremely good too, because after using a skill against an enemy who has their weakness broken, you regenerate 1 skill point. Essentially what that means is if there's an enemy that doesn't have a shield up or their weakness, and you use your skill that would normally cost you 1 skill point, you get that refund back. You basically get to use it for free and get that guaranteed Sword Stance to proc. This is basically my mini Zila. Since I'm skipping her, all of her Eidolons are really good as well. Her break effect increases on E4 by 40%. There are many other 4-star characters in Honkai Star Rail that I do think are good. I think Ching Shui, I used her in the beta. She was really good. She's basically your only guaranteed quantum character at the moment besides Zila. Kind of sucks that she has like the gotcha element, but there is a trace that does prevent that. I do think Dawn Heng is really good. Like I said, March 7th. Herda, you're getting free Eidolons as you clear the simulated universe. So I know a lot of people like to use Herda. There are a lot of great characters in Honkai Star Rail, a lot of different team comps. I just wanted to quickly make a brief list of the characters that I prioritize and talents that I've been prioritizing when you do farm your weekly bosses. 100% focus on Natasha first for that cleanse, and if you want to go for March 7th as well. I don't know if there are other characters in the game that do have a cleanse like March and Natasha, but that is very strong come late game when you're fighting certain opponents. I hope this video helped any of you guys. Again, I am live over on my Twitch channel every single day if you guys do want to pop in and ask any questions. I am more than happy to help. Let me know if you want me to make a video talking about team comps for different kind of characters and just go through a bunch of lists. There are many other team comps like Clara and March that you can put in a same team comp that are exceptionally well too. Let me know. Hope this video helped. Hope it was informative. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.